about the draft. Coach Snap and Coach Lembot, who are currently on stage, used to be in one coaching staff na magkasama sila ngayon sa Smart Omega. But now for Coach Alec Alvarado, he's with Team Liquid Philippines. He's right there on your screen. Sinusubukan niya na talunin yung kanyang naging mga dating kakampi, yung mga dating naging kasama sa coaching staff, and it is going to be the story to be told.
Athena, you mentioned earlier yung tendency ng Team Liquid to respect yung mga heroes ni Ryzen. And normally, you would only see the Fanny being banned sa red side. But it's Team Liquid just banning out the Fanny. First ban pa nila mismo, respeto sa hero ni Ryzen. But then there goes that Freya ban. Coming from Smart Omega, Valentina is available, and Team Liquid is one of those teams na, okay, pag open yan, akin na.
I mean, pwede ka rin mag-pick up ng Fredrin if you want, but it's gonna be a Claude. This seems to be the pattern na madalas ginagawa talaga ng Team Liquid. It's to give Teddy a hero that he's very comfortable to go for. Kasi, gaya nga ng mga sinabi nyo, guys, we haven't seen a lot of heroes na nagagamit pa ni Teddy, pero yung mga nagamit niya pa lang, ano eh, kumbaga pulido eh. Mas kita mo talaga. Yeah, but I think Palo's the perfect one.
Yep, tatlo, di ba? Kari, Claude, Moskov. Tatlo lang yung nagre-revolve na hero niya. Pero sa tatlong yun, hindi mo basta ilalang yung capability niya onto showcasing yung efficiency niya when it comes to the Claude. You mentioned nga na nire-revolve nila onto making him comfortable. May part din kasi na ayaw nilang malunod sa draft agad dito si Teddy.
Plus, nagpapakita naman sa resulta eh. They have been working with Teddy, just working with 3 heroes. Nananalo naman sila, so why change it? So again, if you are Omega, the answer is to go for quick meta heroes at mabilis ang ikot ng draft ngayon for both of the teams.
Seems like wala namang problema ang Team Liquid onto giving that Valentina to the hands of Smart Omega. Plus, answering it back immediately with a full views na answer mo na agad yung dash capability ng Valentina as well as the Fredrin. So it would really give an advantage para kay Sanford to do his job as the XP laner, to do his ever only job na guluhin yung mga objective takedowns ng kalaban, and dito nila mamamaximize din yung pagkaka-pick up nila ng Claude. Kasi kapag nagugulo yung formation ng Smart Omega, there goes that Claude just casually going in at siya pa yung makakakuha ng mga gandang bagay doon sa clash.
And the way to hold that formation is of course prioritizing the Valentina kasi he could copy the RWM. So magkakaroon sila ng simple box that could work into their favor at mado-double down pa ng absorption na gagawin later on dito ng Sora na pipiliin ng Smart Omega.
So there's at least 2 options para magkaroon ng crowd control dito ngayon ang kupunan ng Smart Omega. It's of course through the RWM, and then you also have the ultimate na manggagaling dito sa Sora. Plus, yung mga taunts pa pala na pwedeng panggalingan dito kay Ryzen. So again, if you are Team Liquid, you do have enough damage para makapalag. I feel like this is a composition that can heavily rely on those team fights, especially knowing na itong ang Smart Omega tends to struggle in the later portions of the game pagdating sa mga ganung galaw.
Kailangan din nila kasing i-take into consideration na kung paano pa nila atakihin yung game na to. Either Guinevere or Leomord can pop out from Team Liquid Philippines. Tinanggal ng Smart Omega yung Hardy because they don't want to fight Tlph na sila yung nambabasag ng formation because of that Hardy isolation. Now, for Team Liquid Philippines, they can either go for another route na kung saan kukuha pa sila ng mga assassins for Carl TZ. May Hayabusa tendency pa rin naman just in case, di ba? Para doon sa mga pan-time sa backlines, para lang din bigyan ng hindi magandang laro si Netsky when it comes to team fights. Pero they can go for a high loss na, I mean, river control, JP, comfortability sa high loss, nandun pa rin yun eh.
You know, I feel like a part of me is feeling a Leomord para dito kay Carl TZ. I mean, it's still available sa puntong ito. Minsan kasi mahirap yung sitwasyon para sa mga assassins whenever they tend to face a Fredrin pagdating sa mga objective takes. What do you think? Does it seem like an assassin is possible, or would you want to go for something else?
Well, kung titignan mo nga yung Leomord, mas okay siya na pansabayan. Kumbaga, nandyan din naman kasi yung backup ng Blazing Duet, nandyan din yung Eve for the damage over time. So, ang pwedeng gawin lang ni Carl TZ dito would be a role play para mag-sustain doon sa frontline. At kahit pa paanong palagan yung initial damage output na kayang ibigay ng Smart Omega plus JP Hero. they can... Okay?
Just go for the high loss.
High loss. Ayun yung binabanggit natin kanina pa, na would really complement doon sa gustong gawin ng Tlph. Pwedeng may RWM, tapos biglang merong glorious pathway doon sa dulo para lahat sila ipit kung saan gusto ng Team Liquid
Maganda
Philippines.
tong slow burn actually for Team Liquid PH. Meanwhile, for Smart Omega, Netski yet again, pinapatunayan lang, nabanggit natin kanina that he's a marksman of all trades, showcasing non-meta heroes, pero mapapagana ba? A Hanabi again here para sa MPL.
Man, super fans, kung handa na kayo sa laban na to, siguro handa na rin kayo magkaroon ng chance na manalo ng 1,000 MLBB Diamonds. All you have to do is to predict the match winner correctly. Scan nyo lang ang QR code to know more in, sabihin ko sana 3-2-1, kaso nawala na. So, wala. Sorry, direct. Pero anyway, to continue, ito na naman yun. Hanabi ulit na gagamitin ng Smart Omega. Just like what Athena has mentioned kanina, sinets yung mga ganong klase ng manlalaro na hindi takot na mag-step outside of his comfort zone. He's very willing to use Brunos and Hanabis and kung ano-ano pang mga marksman.
First time we saw this was up against AP Bren, but unfortunately for Smart Omega, they lost it. And kita-kita mo yung difference eh. A first speaker gold laner and a last speaker gold laner. Team Liquid Philippines prioritized that Claude over anybody else, and Smart Omega just casually picking up a Hanabi on their very last pick.
Weirdly enough, it's the first and the last pick. It's the Alphas versus Omega dito sa laban natin ngayon para matapos ang unang araw of week number 3 as the same routine continues. Dahil nga walang Zushin, I feel like this is a totally different, mid lane from what we saw, especially over the last 2 weeks.
But, sumubok lang din ang Smart Omega doon sa point na yun because they have to. Kailangan nilang i-maximize yung early presence ng Khalid Valentina. This is a very deadly combo during the early. Damage is there, mobility is enough, and sustain-wise, pag nag-level 2 agad si Perxiva, lamang agad siya doon sa Hylos.
Kaya naman yun din yung inaantay ngayon na para sa Smart Omega na magkaroon ng advantage, kahit slight advantage, okay na yun para kay Perxiva. But meanwhile, sa top lane na naman, ito yung mas expect natin later on na magkakaroon ng bakbakan.
Yung laning phase is the first thing that both teams will have to worry about as of this moment. Carl TZ looking for the other side of the jungle para makakuha siya ng green camps, trying to deprive itong si Ryzen ng kahit anumang green minions right around the jungle. It's still stalemate para sa ating dalawang teams. Wala pang masyadong nagkakaroon ng kaganapan kahit nga yung kanilang mga battle spells ay hindi pa nako-consume. So both teams really playing it quite calculated in the first few minutes.
One more thing to consider is that yung reliance nila sa kanilang mga ultimates. For Team Liquid Philippines, they really need the RWM plus the Glorious Pathway to at least make something happen for them. And for Smart Omega, ganun din lang naman yung hinihintay ng isang Valentina because the moment na mas una siya mag-level 4, which sabay naman nangyari, meron na rin silang own version of their RWM. So a lot might happen onto this turtle.
At paunahan na kagad sila para makapwesto sa ngayon. It's gonna be an 8,000 pero tingnan mo si Perks. Chumatani pa dun sa likod. But they are not just giving it any more.
Okay, ngayon nag-aantay lang din sila JP, capitalizing doon sa Glorious Pathway, pero makaka-cancel out lang their caught on the box. Mingwin with the first blood. It's going to be another kill nga ba? That's a Sanford ay mabibigyan na din. An early double kill para Turtle para kila Carl TZ. Chase on the Perxiva. He will get away naman on Deathless.
Well, Liquid probably didn't expect so much damage mula sa Omega, but at least they got a Turtle.
Turtle, kapalit nga lang ng dalawang buhay. And I would still give the advantage out to the hands of Smart Omega. I mean, yung paggamit ni Mingwin sa kanyang RWM, kinulong lang din niya yung mga nagzo-zone away from Team Liquid Philippines. And it's still better to get something in return than to get nothing at all. Kasi alam ng Smart Omega na because of the zone na ginawa ni JP and even neto ni Sanford, hindi na makakalapit si Ryzen. Sobrang baba ng buhay niya eh.
Men, bukod sa sobrang baba, tingnan mo din mamaya yung heart rate ni Carlmen. Nakita ko yata 68 eh. Low cortisol CAR-TC, men. 66-60 oh. Tingnan mo. Kung sakaling hindi nyo po alam, meron na po tayong, of course, heart rate or BPM ng ating mga manlalaro just to know more about how they're feeling inside the game. It's 2-0 para sa Omega, pero nakuha ng Team Liquid yung pinakaunang objective. Still, not much has been happening aside from Omega already developing yung kanilang 1.1k gold lead.
Ganun din yung ginagawa ng Smart Omega. Sinasabayan nila kung ano man yung gustong mangyari ng Team Liquid Philippines. And we're going back to what we said during the Infinix Keys to Victory na kailangan lang nilang i-match kung ano yung binibigay ng Team Liquid Philippines. Because hand in hand, kayang pumalag ng lineup na meron sila. In fact, yung Valentina against that Eve, para ka lang din may sariling Eve. So, kung kailan magsisimula ang Team Liquid, doon lang din magsisimula. Pero
Agayon, sisimulan na agad Tlph an instant kill. Kakabanggit mo pa lang na may sarili kang Eve. Pinatungan pa ng Raging Sandstorm. And now, they're closing in on the bottom side. Pero, early vision din para kala Carl TZ. Mukhang hindi na yata magtutuloy for another extended team fight.
Amin, ang nakuha nila ay walang iba kundi si Sanji. That's a damage dealer down para sa kanilang kupunan. Good presence of awareness mula dito kay Perxiva para ma-dish out yung Raging Sandstorm and of course, give another kill para dito sa Omega na ngayon pumupwesto na gamit yung tatlo at si JP pa lamang ang namataan doon.
Okay, nag-aantay lang naman siya. Medyo malapit naman na sa vicinity din sila Sanji and Carl TZ. Chasing the barbell. Phantom Seed activated. Caught onto the box dito sila Ryzen na lumalaban pa rin naman Sanford holding back Perxiva. Carl TZ with a retry here onto the turtle habang magsisiatrasa na muna ang barangay.
Men, kahit gaano kalugi ang Liquid in terms of kills, you can respect the game of Carl in getting those turtles.
nakita rin kasi nila okay, wala na. Ginamit na yung WM na kinopya. So wala na silang way para makapag-start ng team fight. Therefore, we can start ourselves. Nandun yung glorious pathway ni JP. Sakto rin na enough yon para hindi umalis si Ryzen doon sa loob ng turtle pit. Tapos na-punish siya ng Team Liquid Philippines.
And that's exactly yung ginagawa rin naman ngayon ng Tlph. Punishing yung mga umiikot dito ng mga members ng Smart Omega. But Netsky is also being really careful right now. At alam naman nila may kutob sila na pipili talagang pumitas din ng Tlph.
Oh no, parang sa ngayon hindi pa natin nakikita yung vision sa pag-pick up nitong Hanabi. As expected, magsistay lang yan sa lane just like what the Claude is gonna be doing. Obviously, wala namang mangyayari dito sa ano bang nakikita natin. Wait lang. Sorry James, sorry Sanford. I retract my former statement. Meron palang nangyari pero walang nagalusan at walang namatay sa pagkakataon na to. So far, it's just Omega taking care of business, still keeping that 1,000 gold lead.
Wasted yung ultimate ng isang Sora doon sa interaction na yon. Kaya naman alam din nila, edi go time, bigyan na natin yung Sora.
Okay, simple lang naman ang gagawin doon nila Cartezy, pero hindi pala magiging simple ang chase down nila kay James. Right on the very last second, makakatakas pa rin. You also have the flicker exhausted para sa kanya.
All marked safe. Itong si James nakawala pa sa pagkakataon na yun. It means that Tlph could not convert on that. Pero bahagya, pinapababa na nila. Kahit papaano yun lamang. Again, this is still anybody's ball game, right? 800 lang ang kalamangan. But if you look at it, the gold ranking, si Netsky nagbubunga na yung insurance nitong kupunan na Smart Omega.
This could be the massive turn kasi yung turtle ay mapupunta doon sa top side kung saan nandoon si Netsky. So it's either a full-on 5-on-5 or sasayawan at susubukan nilang mag-force muna ng pick-off bago mismo mag-objective. Kasi it seems like mukhang papunta na sa isang matinding team fight.
Okay, doon na nga mismo yung direksyon para sa Smart Omega. Ryzen, hindi makakakuha ng turtle. Still, 3 straight turtles para kay Carl TZ. Teddy chasing down members here of Smart Omega. Mingguin caught doon on the crossfire pero makakatakas dash
Ryzen?
out of the card and shade. Our Ryzen ngayon ay may ipit. Mako-corner with a Bracer's Rat. Retaining yung life niya. But for how long? Sapat na pala yung oras para makaligtas shot.
Perks?
Flying Clouds of Perxiva and Sanford by E1. Dodging all those bullets coming from Ryzen and Netsky. But Teddy, on the other hand, magkufocus sa may bandang mid lane. That's going to be the trade na gustong kunin ng Tlph.
At sa dami nung hampasan na nangyari, dun pa lamang sa simula, wala man lang nagalusan pero si Carl na naman ang nakakuha ng pagong at may turret pa kasama sa gitna.
Bigla-biglang ino-off tempo ng Team Liquid. Yung akala mong sobrang bagal, biglang minamadali yung mga bagay-bagay. And hindi lang yun, nagiging cover din yung galaw ng Team Liquid Philippines para kay Teddy doon sa mid lane. Kasi it's as if gusto lang lumaban ng Team Liquid Philippines. Pinipwersa nila yung Smart Omega na dito lang kayo, hindi kayo makakapag-react sa mid. Thus giving that free turret papunta sa kamay ng Team Liquid.
And as of this moment, Perxiva slowly feeling the damage na ngayon ay binibitawan na nitong si Teddy after getting his first kill in this specific game. Smart Omega finally loses control of the lead and Tlph holding on to at least 800 na nakikita natin sa ngayon. Both of the teams humahanap lang ng tamang pick-off, tamang tempo para makapag-dish out ng damage. But Carl successfully trying to shove away the minions sa may bandang itaas. Masasalubong niya itong si James. So that's information na malayo si Carl towards the Lord. But I feel like this is still gonna be enough time para makapunta siya sa major objective.
Pero mukhang i-go pa rin siya dito ni Carl Easy. James as well. Napalita mag-transform.
Aray!
Sa bayan ng kanyang
Wow!
dalawa. Nakita-kita kahit pinagsaso sa pakpak. Sapat na magiging tusok dito ni Carl TZ James. Falling down on the 1v1.
Ducati drive-by! Carl TZ nakakuha ng solo kill!
At first, we thought na siya pa yung malulugi kasi Thunderform din yung ginamit. But big win! With a mission to kill! Carl TZ, walang jungler ng Team Liquid Philippines.
Mukhang go na ito para kala Sanford. Perxiva medyo magdadasal sa pinakagilid. Ryzen chasing them away. Mingwin medyo nagdelikado doon. But meanwhile, si Carl TZ nahuli nila ng ganun kabilis din.
Yeah, but look at this. Hindi pa rin nagkakaroon ng tsansa na magkaroon ng lure opportunity para dito sa Smart Omega. Mukhang mabubuhay pa si Carl TZ at aabutan niya itong clash na makikita natin sa ngayon. Mingwin nasa may bandang kanan ng mapa. JP is right there at the river trying to give out information para sa kanyang mga kakampi. Teddy, nowhere to be found itong Smart Omega. Both of them sizing each other up and again, naabutan pa ni Carl TZ itong Lord.
Nakipagtantsahan ang nakipagtantsahan eh. And let's give it to JP and Sanford na nandun sa frontline, alam nila na wala pang damage output na kaya silang banatan.
Okay, pwede nga banatan. Pero ito sa pinakalikod naman, makakalusot para si Teddy with the BMI habang dancing
Perks?
around the map dito si
No.
Sanford. Catching off guard sila Perks. So
sa likod!
ngayon, sasaluhin agad nila JP yung mga damage na magagaling dito Smart Omega. But not before long na makukuha muna ni Carl TZ yung Lord. Sabay kuha rin sa buhay ni Perxiva.
Oh,
Securing the
Mingwin!
double kill. Mingwin, nag-isa. Pero kakayanin. Outmaneuvering members dito na sila Sanji. Pero yung damba at yung pagtadabog nila Sanford at Teddy
Chase down.
ay magbubunga. Carl TZ on the back lane chasing down Netsky. Hindi niya yata habulin. Hindi niya hahayaan na makaligtas. That's going to be official wipeout. Laban sa barangay.
Sa liquid ang Lord! Sa liquid ang inyong mga buhay! Sa liquid ang lamang!
Carl TZ with a perfect retribution na kahit pa sobrang gulo na nang nangyayari, sobrang disoriented na ng Team Liquid Philippines. In fact, sila pa yung mas nanggugulo, mas naguguluhan pa yung Smart Omega sa mga gagawin nila. And even, may mga nakikita tayong trade-offs sa mga kills from Mingwin and Netsky. Kaso nga lang, hindi nila kayang sabayan yung Team Liquid kapag sinagasaan na sila ng tuloy-tuloy.
Again, Carl TZ with the use of this Leomord. Solo kill, team fights, retributions. Ano bang pwede mong asahan dito kay Carl TZ trying to do every single thing para dito sa Team Liquid Philippines. But Joshi Cakes, tama ka. You gotta give props din para dito kay JP at kay Sanford. Really sacrificing their lives but efficiently. Kasi hindi man lang sila namamatay during that clash. Pero
Yep.
ngayon si Netsky ang punteriya.
Grabe na naman na sila dito umatake. Tatlo members ng Tlph rumaragasa na nananagasa sa mga members ng Smart Omega.
Netsky is still A-OK. Sa ngayon, meron na siyang 7.3k gold. Built na rin yung Trinity build. But as of this moment, when can we expect na mag-pop off itong si Netsky?
Kailangan maging pabor sa kanya lahat ng pwesto na meron ng Team Liquid Philippines. Pag kumonekta yung Higanbana, ang kaso nga lang, kapag nasa loob siya ng RWM, mararamdaman din niya yung same na sakit. Diba? Hindi naman niya kayang mag-dish out at tumayo ng matagal doon sa gitna ng laban kasi merong tumatalo na Sanford, merong nakababad na JP, tapos eventually biglang may tutuhog sa'yo na Carl TZ. And that has been the story ever since. Paulit-ulit na ginagawa ng Team Liquid Philippines, hindi nga sila yung sobrang nag-i-initiate. Sila yung nagka-counter-react doon sa nakikita nila. Kapag wala na yung resources ng Smart Omega, tsaka sila papalag. And for Smart Omega, kailangan nakakalid Valentina sila eh. So they have to be the aggressors right now. Kailangan makuha agad yung RWM, sila yung mag-force kung ano yung play.
And I feel like yun naman yung ginagawa ni Mingwin, right? We saw him making some big plays para hindi talaga makakuha ng one-sided na kalamangan yung Team Liquid Philippines during the team fights. Ang nagiging problema doon was the next up motion, yung follow-up damage na dapat sana ay manggagaling doon sa iba. But Omega is having a hard time na ipwesto si Nets doon sa mga lungga dahil nga doon sa RWM na pinibigay nitong si Sanji. So, you would expect that the Lone Stallion would conserve yung kanyang real-world manipulation kasi hindi niya pwedeng gamitin yan basta-basta knowing that if he misses, may Netski talaga na nakaabang. Pero sa ngayon, all he would do is to just clear up house.
Ayun na.
And for Carl TZ, enough signal na yata yun para kunin ang susunod na Lord.
Okay, cheese down agad dito kay Perksiva. Even the Glorious Pathway was committed.
Wow.
Willing sila. They commit yung ultimate sila just to take Perksiva. Pero makakatakas. Meanwhile, may ipit naman sa sitwasyon si James. It's going to be a free hit here para kay Teddy. Mengguin sa ginayang real world manipulation. Magkakaroon ba na counter kill? Mukhang hindi. Sila pa yata yung mabawabawasan. At muntik pa silang makuha doon.
Oy,
Netski!
Si Teddy, habang si Netski is going in. Pumutas muna ng base agad dito ng Tlph.
Pero napaligiran na siya ng dalawa.
Itaas ang kamay sa kapupunta. Huwag kang gagalaw na masama. Nag-aabang agad dito sila JP and Sanford. Taking him down. May Lord na kailangan depensa ng Smart Omega. Bawas sila ng firepower.
Major loss para dito sa Smart Omega. Wala ang kanilang main damage dealer at kumakatok na ang Liquid sa kanilang pintuan.
Kakayanin pa ba nilang depensa nito dahil ngayon dadampa yung Lord. Wala na ang ilan sa mga pwedeng tumunaw dito kay Carl TZ Barbiel with a Phantom Seed already been activated. Glorious Pathway chase down doon kala Mengguin pati kay Raiden. Hit and run agad nagiging strategy dito na Stampede. James will be taken down as well. Pero grabe na yung pagkatok, yung pangharabas doon ng Liquid.
Men, literal na sagasa yung ginagawa.
Oh my G, Sagasa Gaming.
Pati ako, nasagasahan doon. Bumubuelo na ako, pre.
Nasagasaan yung tower. Kaya nag-boss. Pero hindi. Ibang klase ang nakita natin mula sa Team Liquid. I wonder what the call was like para kay Nets na manatili doon. I mean, sure, napabagsak niya yung inhibitor. That was probably part of their plan. Pero at the cost of his life, with the Lord marching in the middle.
Clearly so not worth it. If you are Smart Omega, yes. Maganda na nakakuha kayo ng outer turret out of something. An inhibitor turret out of something. Pero nung namatay siya, sobrang baba ng chance ng Smart Omega to defend that Lord down. Siya yung inaasahan for that overall damage over time ng Smart Omega. But because wala siya dun sa moment na yun, it could have cost them the game.
I feel like you would still appreciate yung mga nakangiting fans ng Smart Omega. Oy, shoutouts kay Goyong, men. Kamusta? How's it going?
Mr. Goyong DR.
Maraming salamat.
Mr. Zach Martinez.
Mabuhay ka, pare. On the other hand, siyempre, nandyan pa rin ang ating mga Liquid faithful na masayang masaya sa nakikita nilang performance. Kasi kung tutuusin, walang laban or walang retry na pumalya mula kay Carl TZ. Kagulo man, siya lang mag-isa. Same resulta.
You know what, we pointed that out during the matchup against Ryzen. Ryzen is one of those junglers din na may ganong tendency. Yung ultimate perfect retry. Boom!
Pero ito ang perfect din
Hina-tina.
opportunity para kay Senta as we move forward. And this time, tuloy-tuloy pa rin ang Stampede. And it's going to be Team Liquid Philippines securing game number 1.
Naantala man ng bahagya, parehas pa rin ang ruta. Tlph is taking game number 1.
Sagasa mindset from Team Liquid Philippines. Literal na lahat ng pupuntahan nila, lahat ng laalatagan ng carpet ni Danny JP, dire-diretso ng Team Liquid Philippines. We're talking about Ryzen's ability to do what Carl TZ did this game. Yung kanyang mga sure retries. Yung kaso, Carl TZ yun eh. Parang narinig tayo ni Carl TZ at sinasabi niyang, magaling siya na retry. Eto, tignan nyo.
Mas pinag-usayan niya pa yun. And actually, tama ka. Daig-green nila dito may escort kasi sobrang instant ng mga daanan nila dito against Smart Omega. Although there were some instances kung saan nagkakaroon ng mga pickups sa Smart Omega, but clearly, it wasn't enough against a Stampede ng Tlph.
Yup, and in addition, we saw Smart Omega na makakuha ng karapatang lamang during the first 2 minutes of this game because of, I wouldn't say an overextension, pero siguro hindi lang talaga na-calculate ng sobra yung damage or total damage na ibinigay dito sa Team Liquid. So I feel like if you can, which hindi nagawa ng Smart Omega, they were unable to make the most of that Hanabi situation.
Yes, and kung titignan din kasi natin, Claude and Hanabi, both of them, parehas kasi silang kailangang mag-scale up. But we're looking at this man who never missed an objective, who never missed a retribution. kinabayo tayo ng kambing.
Naka-Ducati
Paano
pa
yun?
nga eh.
Paano yun? Pero gets ko eh.
Gets mo, di ba?
Gets ko eh. Kinabayo tayo ng kambing, man. I mean, you gotta appreciate greatness.
Yep.
Wala. I have found no words. Pero man, kung nagtataka kayo, bakit biglang bumitaw ng ganon si Carl TZ, that is because he got the lore that nag-get out din tayo. Dahil habang tinitignan nyo ang highlights, nandito ang sex bomb, ladies and gentlemen, magingay MPL Arena! Grabe, no? Andito nga sila. Where could they be?
Diba?
Andun sila sa likod.
Sakto!
MPL Arena, sabay-sabay nga tayo sumigaw ng get out in 1, 2, 3, get out!
Grabe naman talaga!
Mabuhay po ang Sexba. Maraming salamat po sa major collaboration. Maraming salamat po sa pagbibigay ng sticker. Maraming salamat po dahil dinala nyo na po yung round 6 dito.
Maraming salamat!
Iba men. Si Carl, andito na naman si Carl. Going back. Siguro pinapanood nyo yung highlights. Sige, hayaan mo na namin kayo manood ng highlights.
Okay, panoorin niyo yung highlights.
Diba? Kasi kami mismo, nandito na yung highlight ng buhay namin, mga legit na pinalaki ng sex bomb.
Yan.
Lahat ng mga pinalaki ng sex bomb ay narito sila mismo
Men,
sa MPL Arena, men.
Tol, kinakabahan na ako para kay Thea at kay Odin.
Ako din eh.
Feeling ko hindi nila kakayanin.
Feeling ko hindi na nila
Feeling ko
kinakaya
hindi
eh.
nila kakayanin. Yun ang dalawang mga pinalaki talaga ng sex bomb ng tunay eh. Pero, men, sigurado naman ako, si Carl, isa sa mga yon. Kaya siya ganyan kalakas. Di ba?
Tama.
Pinalaki din siya ng sex bomb. I feel like, sa ngayon, 15 minutes, ilan ang members nila? 15 din ata. Feeling ko. Naramdaman ko. Men, 15 minutes, it all interconnects eh.
Yun nga, makikita mo eh. And literal na pinalaki ng sex bomb ang Tlph dahil sa kanilang laban-laban mindset,
Oo,
men.
tsaka yung showdown ni Sanford at JP sa harap, ganun na ganun eh. Diba? Eh, nakita naman natin how explosive Tlph is when it comes to this game number 1 alone.
And yun nga binabanggit natin kanina eh, na for Team Liquid, they have the Clone. For Smart Omega, they have the Hanabi. If you're gonna look at it, pareha silang kailangan ng oras to scale up. But then for Team Liquid Philippines, para nilang minadali yung oras to a point na nakapag-scale na yung Clone tapos yung Hanabi hindi pa. Out of desperation, yes, nagpunta si Netsky sa bottom lane just to get a turret down. Kailangan niya ng farm, kailangan niyang ma-isolate, kailangan niya ng space. Pero, handa na rin kasi yung Team Liquid to invade the space of the other members of Smart Omega. Well, even Ryzen, hirap na hirap siyang lumaban sa objective dahil merong dalawang nasa harap niya palagi. May Hylos kang katabi, may Sanford ka pang katabi, may Phobius ka pa. Lahat ng mga bagay na yun yung